Hey everybody, this is Robert Price. So let's get right into it, okay? So this is part 2, of course. So today what we're gonna do is we're gonna take it up a notch as if you're playing with a bass player. But as far as the song selection go, we're gonna play as if we're doing songs like Bless That Wonderful Name of Jesus. Songs like, let me see, I Get Joy When I Think About What He's Done For Me. Those type of songs, okay? Those songs are very popular too, all right? So we're going to continue in the key of D flat or C sharp, all right? All right? Now, the way, of course, some people started out like the walk up, right? But I'm just going to start it out just playing, and then I'll let you choose your walk up, but I'm going to give you a lot of things, all right? So if we're starting out, a lot of times I do stuff like this. And that I'm gonna give you the bass line too, just in case you don't know the bass line. But this is assuming that the bass player is doing something like this. All right, I'm gonna give you that, okay? So don't worry. But yeah, so I'm gonna give you all of this. So let's go ahead and get started. So a lot of times on the 1, you like to bounce on that 1. You could do things like, but that right there can be kind of, that's okay, which is a B major chord, B major 7. You see the notes, and then, all right. But I'm going to give you something else. I'm going to have to move kind of fast because this can turn into a really long lesson, okay? But here we go, okay? This is going to be our first chord right here, all right? And essentially, it's going to sound like this. All right? That's what we're going to do over that 1. Okay? I'm just going to give you that, and we're just going to go step by step. All right? So, here we go. So, we have this tritone in our left hand. Okay? Pretty much signifying that we're doing something like something like that. But here we go. So, we have E in B flat, okay? All right? That's in our left hand. After this chord, I'm going to play it one time around, just to at least let you hear it, all right? In my right hand, I have D flat, G flat, and B flat, okay? Okay? That's the first chord. Then the second chord is this. All right? I do a little grace note off that E, okay? But pretty much what I'm doing is, in my left hand, I'm playing a tritone. Now this is your tritone for that D flat, okay? Okay? You're pretty much playing a D flat dominant, all right? But we're gonna break it up. So we have F and B, okay? F and B in our left hand, and in our right hand, we have a C sharp major chord or a D flat major chord. So D flat, F, and A flat, okay? All right. Now to bring that, I guess that churchy feel to it, you can flick the E note, okay? E to F, okay? The way I do it, I just use my index finger, the flick, okay? Now, I did this in my previous video, right? All right, but let me just play it for you so you can hear how it sounds. You know, stuff like that. All right. So I think I messed up on that. I think I want to do this. Yep. All right. So I'm going to give you all that. All right. So here we go. Let me just give you that bass line really quick because I already gave you this. So this is assuming your bass line is doing. Okay. That right there is a standard bass line. And if you're intermediate to advanced, you pretty much know that bass line. All right. So if you don't, then go to my the video right before this one, and I actually give you this walk up, okay? Okay, so that's why I'm not gonna break it down, because I already did this in my previous video. All right, so when we're doing this, by the time you get here, your bass man or bass woman is probably already doing this on that one. Okay, and they already start to walk up. So here we go. We have this. All right, and if we're thinking about something like "Bless That Wonderful Name of Jesus," we're doing "Bless that wonderful name of," you see? So you can do something like this. So okay. All right. So what I do is I'm using those octaves in my right hand. That's very useful. Okay. Whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced. All right. So all right. So I go between that A flat and then that B flat. That's what I do. So I hit D flat and then I do. So I hit that D flat first and then A flat, then B flat. Okay. You'll have to watch it because I can do it differently every single time, because I'm realizing that right now. So if I give you one thing and I do another, I don't want to confuse you. But just know that what I'm doing is I'm hitting that D flat and then I'm playing with that A flat and B flat. Okay. Some people do this though, you know, or you can do this. So I'll do A flat, B flat, and then hit that D flat twice. But this is all about feel, guys. So I don't want you to get so locked into exactly what I'm doing. I just want to give you the knowledge behind it, okay? So this right here, I also broke this down too. All right? People do this way differently. Probably do it way better than I do on this. But what I'm doing is I'm playing an E flat and an E at the same time, along with that B flat at the top. Okay? So all right, practice that. So instead of going back to that D flat, switch it with this. There's something to practice. So if you bounced on that one, right? All right, definitely practice that. That's just stand on that one, right? All right, so let's move on. I don't want to stay on that too long. So here we go. We have "Bless That Wonderful Name of," go to it again, G. So now we're doing the Jesus. So by that time, the bass have already done this. Now we're getting ready to go to the 2, okay? So we do like a little passing note, D to that E flat, okay? And that's where the other stuff come in. So here we go. Bless that wonderful name of G. All right, so here we go. Before I get to this chord right here, I play this little passing chord right here, okay? So this is going to be very useful. You can transpose this to other keys, by the way. So this is how we're going to get to our 2. We're going to use this. We got that G flat and C, okay? All right. All right. Then we, okay? All right, so this is our chord right here. This is over that E flat, okay? All right, so we have G and D flat. This is my left hand, okay? All right. In my right hand, I have G, C, and E flat. All right. As you can see, I'm gracing that B flat. All right. All right. So this kind of fast paced, but this is assuming that you're kind of immediate advanced and already know how to kind of grasp onto concepts. All right. All right. That's the 2. And of course, we'll think about circular movement. So what comes after that 2? That 5, right? All right. All right. So Here we go. That's the 2. Then 5. Okay. Now this is how I play my 5. What I'm doing is, of course, that A flat, we're doing like an A flat minor. So in my left hand, this is usually what you're playing your right hand, right? Right? You're just taking what you play in your right hand and putting it in your left. I have G flat, B flat, B, and E flat. Okay? Or an E flat. All right, E flat. All right? In my right hand, I'm just playing a G flat major chord. Okay? Or F sharp. Okay? That's all. Or you can, instead of playing that D flat, you can do that. Okay? You can do that. If you don't, you can take this out and you can just do this. Or, so whichever way. You can do that, okay? All right? So you have to get used to playing that. This is how I play my 1. I'm going to give you a couple of chords over that 1, okay? Because I think what I did earlier, let me see. There we go. I'm going to give you this one first. That's the churchy one right there. Here we go. So all I'm doing is playing the A major chord. You see that? A major chord. I have E on the bottom, right? With that F and B tritone in my left hand. All right? So that's a good one for you right there, okay? So I'm gonna give you 2. That's the one that you can play over that D flat. So this is the 5, right? And sometimes the bass player will probably play this over that G, right? You can do that in church, right? If you backing up a preacher, right? Right? So here we go. That's over that 1 or the G. That's just a tritone substitution, right? Okay. The other one that you can do this. Okay. That is pretty much like your ending, right? You've done the walk up. That's gonna be your 1. I'm gonna go over that later too, but I'll give it to you now. So you have F and B. F and B. Get used to doing that tritone over the 1. Okay. F and B. I put that B flat in there too. Okay. In my right hand, I just have a quarter chord. Okay. Everything is a 4th apart. So I have that E flat. A 4th away from E flat is A flat. A 4th away from A flat is D flat. See, as you can see, these are perfect 4ths. All right. All right. So far you have this. All right. Now we're going to go to that 4. All right. So now we're on the 4. So far we've done this with the bass. Now we're going to go to the 4. All right. So once we get to the 4, you play that tritone. So we have E and B flat. Okay. That's your tritone. Now, a lot of times for me, I don't necessarily play this chord. I'm just going to give it to you though. All right. This is your chord. This is just a, over that F, you got, that's just a G flat dominant. But you have E, A flat, B flat, and D flat or C sharp. All right. But when I get there, you know, you remember we're bouncing. This is an upbeat song. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll do this. You know, so I'll play the tritone in my left hand. And now I'm doing these chords right here. These chords right here can get you through pretty much any situation if you're churching. right? So let me give you those chords, all right? So what I'll do is, all right, so that first one is just a C sharp minor, okay? All right, the way I'm playing it, I have A flat, C sharp, and E. That's the chord. Now the way I do it, I kind of grace that B flat. All right, so it's kind of a different way of playing it. Okay. All right. So. All right. So then the second one, I'm gonna play this. All right. These your go-to chords right here now. All right. So you have G flat, B flat, and E flat. Okay. You still on that 4. We're still on a 4. So. All right, now you're playing another C sharp minor chord. You know, it's just going between that C sharp. This is like an E flat minor, then back to a C sharp minor chord. So I have E, A flat, and C sharp. Okay, so all right, so that's the first one, second one. That's the third one, and then I go back to that second chord. That's all you do. That's all you do. So I kind of wait for a while as far as just the timing. All right. Now we're getting ready to do the 6, 2. That's the 2, 5. We did that 5 already. Then that's the 1. All right. So let's cover that 6. So. Okay, it's gonna take a lot of practice, but once you get it, it's gonna be really easy. This stuff I'm doing is not too complicated. All right, so this is what I do on my 6. So, all right, you can play it like that. What I do is I do this on my 6. I play that tritone. Okay, I hope you can hear that. All right, so I have D and A flat. Okay. Now over this, I'm going to give you some options. You could do this. This is what I did earlier. Okay. So you already know you have that D and A flat in your left hand. All right. You could put that D flat in there if you want to. This is also in your left hand. All right. You can make it bigger, right? Doing that. You can do this. What I do is that's pretty much playing a G flat major chord over that B flat, which is your 6. And it'll sound something like this. All right. G flat major over the 6. Or I think what I did was this. Okay. It's just that, see, I have a D. I have D, G flat, B flat, and D flat. This is my right hand. Okay. Okay. It's just that I have a D in my right hand and left. So a lot of times you don't have to repeat notes. So instead of doing this, you can just do this. Or, okay, also repeat notes again. So it's however you want to sound, okay? So we got, that's your 6, okay? And then I'm going to give you some ways to play your 2. I do this. That's one way you can play your 2, okay? All right. So as far as words, let me see. So bless that wonderful name of Jesus. Oh, bless that wonderful name of Jesus. Okay, that's just your turnaround. Okay. Now, as you can see, I don't necessarily have the melody. I'm not really playing the melody, as you can see, because when it comes to the church music, you're gonna be bouncing all around. Okay. So you don't have to get too caught up with using a melody. Okay. All right. All right. So this that 2. In my left hand, I have E flat and I have D flat. Okay. Okay. In my right hand, I have G, C, and E flat. Okay, we're going to be using some of the same chords over and over. Now, if you want to put that B flat in there in your left hand, you can. I don't know if I do it all the time or not, but okay. That's your 2. And then go to the same 5 chord that we did before. Okay? That 5-1. Okay? I gave you this one earlier. So the way it would sound is once we go into the 4, we're on the 4, 6, 2, 5, 1. Okay? Now what I just gave you, that's really the whole first part of that song, right? That's bless that wonderful name of Jesus, or bless that wonderful name of Jesus. That's that part. Now if we're doing I think I said I get joy when I think about. So I get joy when I think about what he's done for me. Joy, what he's done for me. Like, so all of this stuff is still kind of the same, right? All right. So I'm gonna give you that run, by the way. So you can do that run on the 1. So you can do this. All right. I think I got that from Mike Burrell. Okay. And I think he did this in this same key, by the way. So, all right. So you remember this. So you're going to hit that D flat twice. Okay. And then, so, yep, that's how you do it. So you hit the D flat twice, and then you hit A flat, B flat. Okay? That's how you get there. All right? So here we go. So you're going to, flip or do the little grace note from that G flat to the A flat. So what you'll have after that is A flat and B, right? But before you do that, you'll just grace that G flat. Okay? All right. The next chord is that G flat and B. Okay? So then now I'm playing E and then F, then to that D flat. So that's it. E. So you could hold on to this. You could stay there and just do, right? See how I still have my pinky down there? Or you could just play the single note when you get to that E, F. So, right? So, okay? So definitely practice that, all right? So let's move on because we're almost done. The last part I may wait until part 3 for the drive, all that, because I don't want this video to be that long, okay? But I'm definitely going to cover this part right here. So we have, let's say, bless that wonderful name of Jesus. Now we got, right? A lot of people do it differently. I think a lot of times I do 7, 3, 4. Yeah, that's what I do. I've heard people do it differently, okay? So this part right here, just know that this right here can be so different for everybody else. So on the second time around, after we've come out of, we're on the 4. This is the first time. We got so a lot of times some people can do this, a 7, 3, 4, and then we're gonna go to that diminished, then 5. Okay, I would play it like that if I didn't have a bass player. All right, so on the second time around, we're on the 4. That wonderful name of, here we go. This is Jesus. Okay, so Jesus. All right. So we've come out of it. This is the second time. Do the same thing we talked about earlier on that 1. Bless that wonderful name of. Okay, that's what you're gonna do. So just think of the words. Bless Bless that wonderful name of. Now we got to do Jesus. Okay. So my 7 is going to be, you could just do, you can actually play the C if you want. C and E. See how I kind of came down an octave? Just in case you were playing down here, you can do C and G in your left hand. In your right hand, you can do B flat, D, and F. Okay? All right? So it can be, all right? I'll play it up here so it won't sound as muddy. But in my left hand, I'm going to that 3. You can do this, all right? You can do F, C, and E flat, okay? All right? In your right hand, you can do G, G flat, A, C, and E flat. All right? Okay? This may take some getting used to if you're not used to playing that. But, so I did this. Okay? If you're really playing down here, you can just probably play F and C. Okay? If you're kind of playing towards the middle to the top, you can do this. But let me give you another 7, because I showed you down here. But the way I did it up here was this. Okay? So over that C. All right? Okay? So this is what I did. All right? Just checking to see if that top note is there. Okay? So let me get out of that. All right, so here we go. So in my left hand, we have E flat, B flat, and D. Okay? That's pretty much just outlining an E flat major 7 over this C. All right? All right, that's pretty much what you're doing. So that's in your left hand. In your right hand, you're just playing a B flat major chord, the same one I just showed you. And I'm gracing that, let me see. I'm gracing the C. Okay? All right? That's what I'm doing. So, we have, bless that wonderful, this is the second time. Some people do. All right? So you can do B flat, C, C sharp, E flat. Then you can play the chord. Okay? Then I already showed you that 3. Okay? And we're going to go to the 4. Okay? All right? That's what we'll do. Just to kind of keep it simple. So, all right? That's what we're going to do. Okay? So, and I'm giving you the numbers so you won't be too confused. Okay? So, here we go. We have 7, 3, 6. All right. So it's the same tritone that we did over the 4, right? You have that E and B flat. Okay. And then you have, honestly, the same chord I gave you earlier too. You have E. This time I'm only going to play E, B flat, and D flat. But I'm going to grace that A flat. Okay. All right. So, all right. So you see how I play the chord with my right hand and then do it with my left, and so that's kind of good. So you're not just doing, you know. Sometimes you kind of want to bounce it, give that extra rhythm type of, you know, give that rhythm some flair. See? You see? So to kind of practice that, you know, and then. Right? So on this G, so we just did a 7, 3, 4. All right? So this Jesus. All right? So now we're on that G, which is that flat 5. For me, I just do this. So in your left hand, you can play a G and a C sharp, okay? In your right hand, I just play just a diminished 7. So you have E, E diminished, E, G, B flat, and D flat. Okay? Okay. Now this is no other name I know. Okay. And this okay. So I do you can I don't really do that I don't really do the melody with it. I just kind of say no other their name let me see. So I'm trying to kind of follow the melody since I don't do it, but I guess we can put the melody with this little part right here. All right, so just for fun. So here we go. We got 7, 3, 4. A lot of times you can do this. All right, so you have this over the 4. So you have E, B flat, and E flat. You can do. So, you know, if you have time to do it. Okay. So we have no other. This is my 5. Okay. All right. So this is the same 5 we did already. Well, actually, I gave you this over the 1. I think I did that over the 1. A lot of times I'll play this over my 5. So that'll be my no other. So no other. All right. So we have G flat, B flat, and B. Okay. My right hand, I have E flat, A flat, and D flat. Okay. So, and I wonder, now I'm trying to think, I wonder if you could do that. But nah, cause that's more of your, right? And then the 1. But, so this is the 5, I'll just stick with that. That's no other, that's 5. Now we gotta do the 6. You can play the same 6. Okay? Okay, so 5 to the 6. Okay, do the 6. Now I'm gonna give you a new chord over that too. Instead of doing this, we're gonna do this. Okay. All right. That's a nice churchy chord. So over the 2, keep the same E flat and D flat in your left hand. Okay. All right. So on here, this is the same chord you played earlier on this one when you was doing this. All right. This right here, that E flat minor. You're going to take this chord and just take it up a half step, literally. Okay. All right. Now you have G, B, and E. Okay. So still over that 2. All right. Now you see I do the half step movement before I even play my left hand. So this will be no other, their name. Okay. Right? Now this is I know. Okay? So we already went over this one. That's your 5, 1. Okay? So your bass to do something like no other name I know. Okay? All right? So we'll stop there because I don't know how long the video is as of now, but I'm pretty sure it's probably up there. So the next part, I'm guessing, which will be part 3. We can go to that drive. That's, now, and then we can probably go over runs and stuff like that. So just stay tuned for that. I really, really hope this brought some clarity and some value to you guys. Okay. Don't forget to like the video, share it, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I'll be talking with you guys soon.